Choosing a mobile plan seems simple, until you realize one small decision could affect how much you spend, how often you pay, and even the features you have access to every day. At first glance, prepaid and postpaid can appear almost identical, but the way they work could make one a much better fit for your lifestyle than the other. The difference may seem minor at first, but it can shape everything from your monthly budget to how much freedom you have with your phone plan. So, what exactly is the difference between prepaid and postpaid, and how do you know which one is right for you? Let's find out the difference right here on History of Simple Things. At their core, the distinction comes down to when you pay for your mobile service. With a prepaid plan, you pay first by loading a specific amount of credit or purchasing a package that includes calls, texts, or mobile data. Once your balance or allocation runs out, your service is limited until you top up again. A postpaid plan works in the opposite way. You use the service throughout a billing cycle, usually a month, and receive a bill afterward based on your subscription and any additional charges. Think of prepaid as paying cash before shopping, while postpaid is more like receiving a monthly invoice. Although both connect you to the same cellular network, the payment method shapes nearly every aspect of the user experience, from budgeting to flexibility. One of prepaid's biggest advantages is predictable spending. Since you can only use the credit or package you've already purchased, it's difficult to accidentally spend beyond your budget. This makes prepaid especially appealing for students, occasional users, travelers, and anyone trying to keep monthly expenses under control. Postpaid plans, on the other hand, often involve fixed monthly fees regardless of whether you fully use your allowance. Some plans also charge extra if you exceed your data limit or use services not included in your subscription. Although many modern plans now reduce speeds instead of charging overage fees. While postpaid can offer better overall value for heavy users through larger data allowances and bundled services, prepaid provides greater financial control because every expense is paid up front. Another major difference is commitment. Prepaid plans typically have no long-term contract, allowing users to switch providers, change packages, or stop using the service whenever they want without cancellation fees. This flexibility makes prepaid attractive for people whose mobile needs change frequently. Postpaid plans may also be offered without contracts in some markets, but many still include agreements lasting 12, 24, or even 36 months, especially when paired with a discounted smartphone. Ending those contracts early can sometimes result in termination fees or require paying off the remaining device balance. For customers who value stability and don't plan on switching providers often, a contract may not be a drawback. But for those who prioritize freedom, prepaid usually offers the easier exit. Getting started with either option can also differ. Purchasing a prepaid SIM is generally straightforward, requiring only the registration process mandated by local regulations in many countries. Since payment is made in advance, providers usually don't need to evaluate a customer's financial history. Postpaid service, however, may require additional verification, and in some regions, providers perform credit checks before approving an application because customers are billed after using the service. This helps companies assess the likelihood that bills will be paid on time. Postpaid plans are also commonly bundled with new smartphones, allowing customers to spread the cost of an expensive device over several months instead of paying the full price up front. While this makes premium phones more accessible, it also ties the device purchase to the service agreement. Many people assume postpaid users automatically receive faster speeds or stronger signal quality, but that's generally a misconception. Both prepaid and postpaid customers usually access the same cellular towers operated by the same provider. However, differences can appear during periods of heavy network congestion. Some carriers prioritize postpaid customers over prepaid users, meaning prepaid customers may temporarily experience slower data speeds in crowded areas or during peak usage. This practice, known as network prioritization, depends entirely on the carrier and the specific plan rather than prepaid or postpaid alone. Beyond connectivity, postpaid subscriptions often include additional perks such as international roaming packages, streaming service subscriptions, family plans, or loyalty rewards. Prepaid plans increasingly offer similar benefits, but premium extras are still more commonly associated with higher-tier postpaid subscriptions. Choosing between prepaid and postpaid ultimately comes down to how you use your phone. If you want complete control over your spending, dislike contracts, or only need mobile service occasionally, prepaid is often the better fit. It's also a practical choice for younger users, tourists, and anyone who wants maximum flexibility without long-term commitments. If you rely heavily on mobile data every day, prefer predictable monthly billing, or want to finance a new smartphone through your carrier, postpaid may provide greater convenience despite the recurring cost. Neither option is universally better because each is designed for different priorities. The best plan isn't necessarily the cheapest or the most feature-packed. It's the one that aligns with your budget, usage habits, and expectations. The difference between prepaid and postpaid isn't really about which one offers better service. It's about how each one fits into your daily life. Prepaid gives you control, flexibility, and the confidence that you'll never spend more than you've chosen to. Postpaid offers convenience, larger allowances, and access to extras that can make sense for people who use their phones extensively. As mobile plans continue to evolve, the gap between the two has become smaller, but their core philosophies remain the same. One asks you to pay before you use, while the other lets you pay afterward. Understanding that simple distinction makes it much easier to choose a plan that works for you instead of paying for features you may never actually need. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.